Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kubi viriritam kalmashapaham Sravanamangalam Sri Madatatam Bhuvi Grinanti E Bhuridajanaha. Today we will be discussing a very important aspect of spiritual life. Without that, no spiritual life can be successful. Spiritually, if we like to really develop or realize or feel, this is the thing. What is that? Renunciation. Now, Sri Ramakrishna is talking about that. We will start from here, page number 506, and he says, a Jnani can live unattached in the world. Last time we discussed about that. Now we need to explain it much more. Why Sri Ramakrishna didn't mention Bhakta, Yogi? He said only Jnani, a man of knowledge. What is the difference? So when we talk about the God realization, the moment we feel that God is there, is a different attitude. Nothing wrong with it. It is also perfect. But at the same time, the approach is completely different. If God is separate, I am separate, and I am going to get the blessings of God. That is a different. But when Sri Ramakrishna mentioned the word Jnani, and you know in Indian philosophy what the Jnani means. Jnani is a man of knowledge. And what is that knowledge? Here we find in the Ishatmananda, the verse 6, it says, Yastu sarvani bhutani atmanevanu pashyati sarva bhuteshu cha atmanam tato na vijigupshate. So that is the Ishatmananda, who sees all being in the self. So we must have to have the idea of the self, or the Brahman, or the consciousness all pervading. So one person, he is understanding that. So whatever I see is nothing but that same self or the consciousness in different being. And it's not just intellectual conception, it is his realization, his feeling. Everywhere, every time, he feels like that. And that is called Sarva Bhutani Atmanevanu. He sees that everyone, Bhuta means being, manifested thing, in the Atman, and then they also are there. Atman is inside, and they are also sustaining in Atman. That means without Atman, without the consciousness, nothing is there. So ultimate, what he is seeing, understanding? One. That means the conception of one, which has become many, and again going back to the same root and becoming one, that is called the jnana. Now we can read, we can think, when we hear, we think, oh, it is okay, it is like that, something like that. But the realization of that is completely different. What will happen? You won't be able to complain against anything. That's why Ma Sharada Mani Devi said, if you want peace, a very simple way she said, as if it is nothing. If you want peace, my child, don't find fault with others. And we constantly, many people will be quoting this, don't find fault with others. But what does it mean? The highest realization of the Vedanta. And that is exactly what the Ishatmananda is mentioning over there. And he who sees all beings in the self, and the self in all beings, na tato bijugupshate. Note this word, na tato bijugupshate. Do not feel hatred because of that realization. You cannot. And that is the reason when a person is becoming a monk, a sannyasi, or a spiritual seeker, a devotee, and his sole idea is to realize God, can never join in any other social movements or political movements. That is not possible. The social or political movement means, social or political activities means, there are two or many other groups. And obviously you won't be able to apply this philosophy over there. So this is the reason those who are trying to practice the highest path of God realization or the realization of the self through vichara, through discrimination, renunciation, they should not join any other, because the concentration should be in this. How can I hate or criticize because I have been taught by the Veda not to, natatu bijugupshate, you cannot hate. And the same type of revelations we find in the Bhagavad Gita. I quote, in the Bhagavad Gita you'll find in the 6th chapter, 29, 30, 31, these are the 3 verses where it says in a different way. And he says that, he who sees me in all things and sees all things in me, so the same Upanishadic, yo mam pashyati sarvatra. The language has become very simple in Bhagavad Gita. In the Upanishad, a little different, difficult Sanskrit. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra. Sarvancha mai pashyati. Tasyaham na pranashyami sacha na pranashyati. I am constantly with him. And he is also constantly with me. How it is possible? Because he sees everything is me. And me in everything. So when I am not there, how you can say that I don't know whether God is here or not? Every time, everywhere, God is present. So that is a very difficult, the mental, the condition, very subtle. The constantly thinking the presence of God. The one book is the practice of the presence of God. What is the practice? The presence of God constantly you are thinking. How can you criticize others, your behavior, and everything will change? Sometimes some people they say, I have seen the light, I am progressing in this yoga, and these and 8 years, 9 years I am practicing yoga. It doesn't matter anything. Only the result is this. Do you feel love for others, concern for others? And do you feel no hatred for anyone? So that is the thing. There's the lady saint in the Muslim, the Sufi, the tradition, and she used to live all alone in a desert, and whoever used to pass through that, the passers-by, in the desert, there's no food or the scarcity of water. She used to serve them and constantly taking the name of God, all alone she used to live. Then a group of so-called the religious leaders came and they asked her, do you truly follow the religion as has been instructed in our scripture? She told yes. Do you hate the devil? She told, I don't have any time. No time to hate the devil. How can I do that? The moment the hatred is there for someone, it will go for another, it will go for another. So I don't have hatred at all. I have only love and nothing else. That was the answer of the great lady. So that is called Atmayaji. He or she has realized that Atman, the consciousness, the God, everywhere, and can't see anything else. And someone was telling, Swamiji, you like so and so, so much, but I never wanted to tell you about that person. You know what happened? That he or she did in this way, that way. Then again she was telling, I am telling you just as an information, then you should know about her, but I should see whether you tell me or not tell me, my behavior with that person will be the same. My practice is completely different, but how to express that? So this is the way, Yumam pashyati sarvatra sarvam chamai pashyati. Sometimes some people say, oh, you are living alone. They are also, my son is also living alone. Living alone is not the same thing. It's good that, but they say, what will happen? Now we find attitude. The attitude comes from the philosophy. The living means what? The same type of food also the great soul they are taking. All the realized people, they also used to sleep, used to take food, used to move around, used to talk with people. But why they are so great? Because of the attitude. Drishti bhangi. They say, drishti. Drishti means you have your attitude. And how it comes? Realization. You have to practice this philosophy again and again and again and again. Then only that oneness will come. And we find in the Manu Samhita, there also it says, Samam Pashyan Atmayaji. Samam, same-sighted. Pashyan, same-sighted. Atmayaji, who has realized the God, who has realized the self. Sri Ramakrishna mentioned only one line. The Jnani can live unattached. Now see, so many references we find from so many scriptures. That there Swami Vivekananda was having some conversation with his brother disciples, and suddenly he said, you know, on one single sentence of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, I can write a full philosophy. So many philosophies can be written on that. Another disciple of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, is it? But Sri Ramakrishna's words are so simple. Where you find the philosophical things? Swamiji said, quote anything. The teachings of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, I will show you how it goes. That in-depthness, the more you read the scriptures, more it reveals that how simple Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna apparently, but how profound in his teachings. Why? Because his knowledge, because his realization. Because that is the reason people used to come, a great learned people, they used to come before Sri Ramakrishna, but within no time, they used to become his devotees, followers. This power, we find in the Purana also, the same words. And I will quote from Mahanirvan Tantra before I go to something else. This Mahanirvan Tantra, it also says, this Tantra, we were quoting from the Upanishad, Vedanta, Bhagavad Gita, Vedanta, and Manu Samhita, there is also Samhita. And here we find in the Tantra they say, Sarvam Brahmani Sarvatra Brahmaiva Paripashyati. Sarvam Brahmani. Everything is that Brahman. And what is that Brahman? Consciousness. Sarvatra Brahmaiva Paripashyati. Everywhere they find that consciousness. If you have read the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, you know, he went to different places and he saw the same consciousness everywhere. The moment he saw a lion, immediately he went into samadhi. Can you imagine? Because immediately the realization of Goddess Durga, it came into his mind. So that is the realization. He saw an European boy standing that just in the form of Krishna. Krishna standing a little different way. In that form of Krishna, that European boy was standing there. Immediately Sri Ramakrishna went into trance. Why? So that is the moment he saw immediately that any word, the people are singing the song, his mind is transported into that Brahman. He can't feel anything externally. Examples after examples, every moment, every time, we find that in the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. So really unique personality. Sarvam Brahmani, Sarvatra Brahmaiva Paripashyati. But sometimes, we may come to that. The Sri Ramakrishna was very choosy. Among the people who used to tell the lies or whose character was different, they used to show apparently something very good and gentle and courteous and educated, but the moment they used to come before him, if their character was not good, he used to turn immediately from them. You will never look at them. So that Sri Ramakrishna, though he sees the Brahman in everything, he saw the Brahman in that, but in the practical life, when you have to develop your spirituality, you have to shun those things. Otherwise, you won't be able to concentrate. So we should not misunderstand that. If Brahman is everywhere, I can go, that's true. But in the practical level, you have to be very choosy. You have to understand what I am going to do. And when we reach to that, we see that Sri Ramakrishna is a guru. His behavior will be followed by thousands. So he knew what to be, how to behave, where. So this will come afterwards. Gnyasa eva satkola. We come to a different terminology. Satkola. Those who have studied that Tantra, you know that they say Kola. That great thing, Kola. Kola means realized one. As they say, the Brahmagya in the Vedanta, those who are studying Vedanta, mainly people who study Vedanta, they are accustomed with this type of terminologies, Brahmagyani, Brahmagya. What is that Brahmagya? Ga means knower, knower of Brahman, knower of all-pervading consciousness, the eternal. But what is Kola? Same. Because I am quoting from the Mahanirban Tantra. This is another branch of the Hinduism. And here we find Sarvam Brahmani Sarvatra Brahmaiva Paripashyati Gnyasa eva Satkolo. Then they are using the word Jivan Mukta Nasamshaya. See, the Hinduism, they are all the time insisting that you should be free from this bondage. What is that bondage? Love for this worldly life. Because these things are changing. When you stand before the mirror, can't you understand that we are changing? Every day we are changing. Every day. Sometimes you go to somebody's house and you see a very young man and beautiful hair, all long, big, beautiful hairs. And look at that man now. Not a single hair on his head. Completely different. And he, with a shy face, he will say, oh, that is mine, long back. So like this always we say. But at the same time, do we realize that it is going on, changing every time? No. That is called Maya. That is the problem. And that is why constantly we have to repeat that these are all going to change. Whatever I am thinking, it's all going to change. So this is called Jnani. So if you have that type of attitude, that type of psychology, then only it is possible to live in this world completely detached. That's what Sri Ramakrishna said. Master Mahashaya, Sri Ma, though he was a householder, he had a strong desire to become sannyasi. But Sri Ramakrishna won't allow him to do that. No, you should be there. And whenever there is an opportunity, Master Mahashaya will argue. And this time, very seriously, he is arguing with Sri Ramakrishna. And he said, Jnani can live unattached in the world. Master Mahashaya said, true, sir, but one needs special power to lead an unattached life. He is commenting on the statement of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna, that is true. But perhaps you wanted the worldly life. Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning that in the past life you wanted these. That's why you are. See, Master Mahashaya never said that I want to realize or I want to renounce this worldly life. But the moment he said like that, Sri Ramakrishna understanding his, what is that at the back of his statement, immediately he said, perhaps you wanted the worldly life. Then he was telling, Krishna has been enshrined in Radha's heart. But the Radha wanted to sport with him in human form. Hence, all the episodes of Vrindavan, in the Vrindavan, Radha is crying, suffering, separation, and then Radha was criticized by the society. All these things happened. It was not necessary. Why? Because Radha wanted to have that thing in the form of a human. As a human, sporting with the Krishna. That's why it happened. Otherwise, Krishna was always present with Radha. Why Radha wanted that? Because of all these things. So mentioning this, he said, you wanted this. Now you should pray to God that your worldly duties may be reduced. This is the advice of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna for the householders. If you are thinking that I want to realize God, not to be in a hurry, only to pray. And when you are praying, you will find that responsibilities are slowly going away. And you have been given a lot of time. And now it is you that depends how you are utilizing the time. When the young people, they are working, then you have to work. At the same time, take now and then the Lord's name, read or hear, and that will be in your subconscious mind for sure. And when you are thinking, oh God, I want to realize you, but I don't have time to dedicate myself for you, God will make you that time. He will give you that time. Opportunity will come. So this is what he mentioned. Now you should pray to God that your worldly duties be reduced. Worldly duties. What does it mean, the worldly duties? Where my desires are there. That is called worldly duties. When the people today someone was telling that in the Gurudwara, the temples of the Sikhs, all people they go and few only, but they are feeding 200 people. And all of them they are working the fast so quickly, and then they are making the chapatis, the breads, and then they are feeding those people. They feel feeding the people or serving. But when they are going to the Gurudwara, the temple of the Sikhs, when they are working over there, they don't want anything back. They will be just cleaning and washing, and the best service they consider to keep the shoes, when the devotees are coming, they will be collecting the shoes and they will keep it. Or not only that, they will clean it also. And when you are returning back, it's a very clean shoe. And the person may be highly educated, well established in the society, and he feels very happy to do that. And they call it kar seva. Kar means the hand. With the hands you should do the service. And when they are doing it, not expecting anything from the devotee who is coming, every action has a result. When you are doing something, you are not expecting anything in return from that particular person, but the blessings of God will surely be on you. Why? The God is already present in that person. You are serving. When you are serving a person, the person doesn't know that he is having God within himself. But you know the God is there. Even if you don't know, but without any attachment if you are doing, without any expectation you are giving the service, result will come. But if you know, I am serving the living gods and goddesses, immediate result. You will feel it. So that's why they say, and particularly in the Punjabis, among the Punjabis, kar seva is a great thing. And Sri Ramakrishna is also asking him, and you will achieve the goal if you renounce mentally. You will achieve the goal if you renounce mentally. What we are going to renounce? The result of it. Whatever we do, I don't expect anything. Master Moshe is not very satisfied. He wanted that Sri Ramakrishna will say, okay, give up your all family and come and stay with me. Sri Ramakrishna was asking many young people. He was asking Narendra, he was asking Baburam, and he not only that, he begged Baburam's mother, will you please give your son to me? And Baburam's mother also said, okay, I can give, but you have to fulfill my prayer. And what is that prayer? The last moment of my life, you should be there. So when I am dying, the last moment of my life, you should come and take me to heaven with you. Sri Ramakrishna promised the Baburam's mother. And Master Mahashaya, he is the witness. He is standing there. He is listening there. But Sri Ramakrishna is not never giving him the call. Hey, come. Mahendra, come. He is not telling that. That's why he is constantly arguing. And Master Moshe said, but mental renunciation is prescribed for those who cannot give up the world outwardly. For superior devotee, total renunciation is enjoined, both outer and inner. Next line is very important. And he is mentioning, Master Moshe himself is writing, Sri Ramakrishna was silent a few minutes and then resumed the conversation. Sri Ramakrishna immediately went into, I think, that he went and entered into his mind to see how much renunciation is there. We feel sometimes, but it is not that true. Sri Ramakrishna immediately went, how did you like what I said about renunciation a little while ago? Sri Ramakrishna talked about the renunciation. Now the Master Mahashaya has picked up that topic, and Master Mahashaya is very convincingly arguing that renunciation mentally for those who cannot renounce outwardly, externally. But it is inferior. I want to get the both, externally and internally. Please allow me to accept the sannyasa. But see the dedication for the Guru. The Guru said you should not. Master Moshe could go away. In those days people used to have like that. Now also. But Master Moshe is not going away like that. He wanted to convince his Guru, and with the blessings of Guru he should go. But Guru is God. He knew everything. The moment Master Moshe expressed that, immediately he silenced. Why? He wanted to read, to know what is going to happen within his mind. And then he, without saying anything, he is taking out the words from his mouth. He said, can you explain? about the renunciation that I described a few moments earlier? Master Maharshaya, he said, very much sad, I can do it. Then the Sri Ramakrishna said, tell me, what is the meaning of renunciation? Now this here, we really appreciate how the Master Maharshaya, Mahendranath Gupta, Master Maharshaya means teacher. He was a teacher, headmaster of a school. So immediately he is giving the verbatim, the same word that Sri Ramakrishna said. Renunciation does not mean simply dispassion for the world, but it means the dispassion for the world and also longing for God. This is the two actions same time. Renunciation means tyaga. It is having two actions simultaneously. The two should go side by side. Simultaneously it should have. What? One is giving up, another accepting. Here in the Tejobindu Upanishad, it says that abandoning the manifested phenomena of the world and cognizing the Atman, the unmanifested eternal. Tejobindu Upanishad, I am not quoting the words. This is, you are giving up the world and accepting the God. That is called renunciation. It's a very nice Upanishad, Tejobindu. And it gives in this way the definitions. What is renunciation? We always think the giving up. No, you have to accept also. Why? Because mind cannot be completely vacant. It is not possible. You have to give something in the mind. There should be something inside the mind. And if you give away the world, and what is there? That is the point where the Hindus, the Vedanta and all is fight with the Buddhists. The Buddhists, they say give away, and then what? Vacant. Shunyam, they say. But the Vedanta say it cannot be. The something will be sure there. As in this atmosphere, the moment you are pumping out or warming the air, it is going up, immediately the cool air will come and fill up the blank. And that is for sure. Similarly, when we are giving up the thought of the world, vacant, you have to fill it up. And how? Tejobindu Upanishad says, with the Atman, you're cognizing, you're realizing and accepting that. And the same thing, Kaivalya Upanishad, it says, is a free from attachment for the worldly objects and at the same time feel oneness with the Absolute. This is called Tyaga. That we always think about the renunciation, the Tyaga. What is that Tyaga? This Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, your ego, if you give up your ego, if you can renounce your ego, that is the best tyaga. But at the same time, Sri Ramakrishna himself again is telling, and accepting God as your father, or your mother, or your master, or your friend, then it is possible. Something must be there. The one Swami, he came and he was complaining to Swami Brahmananda ji, and there our other Swamis were also present, the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. And Shivananda ji Maharaj was also there. And he came and told Swami ji, for so many years I am practicing meditation, taking the name of God, but no realization, nothing has happened. Immediately Shivananda ji Maharaj told, then you go back home. So what to do? They don't know, why Maharaj, why you are telling like this? And if this type of word comes from your mouth, that means something has come. Unless and until you have achieved something, it won't be possible for you to continue this monastic life. You must realize something. Without feeling something, you won't be able to continue this life. It is not possible. The same way, It is also that the Kaivalya Upanishad says you are giving up the attachment of what? Worldly things, and embracing, attaching yourself with God. Attachment is there. The same attachment, the adhesiveness, instead of the worldly things, that you are applying for God, embracing God. And Bhagavad Gita organizes again. It says the three different type of renunciation, very analytical. And in the 18th chapter, 7, 8 and 9 verses, it describes what is called the Tyaga in three different causes according to the mental attitude. One is Mohat Parityaga. Mohat, giving up through the ignorance. Tamasika Tyaga. So I think I mentioned, I knew one gentleman in the northeastern region of India. He was a bachelor, he was having a nice cottage, and we the brahmacharis and swamis used to go from Cherrapunji to the Shillong, used to go and stay in his house, and his keychain and all this we used to use, and sometimes he used to cook or sometimes we used to cook. So it was a nice thing. He used to talk with us, we used to read gospel, meditation, and all the time, most of the time he was in the ashrama, he was living a nice, and then suddenly it entered into his mind, I don't know who asked him, and he decided to sell out all the property and will go as a renouncer. I was very young that time, a brahmachari novice. Then also I told, see that you must understand what is this. Are you truly sure that you will be able to live with God and without all these things? Yes. If you can do it, I can also do. And no argument after this, but I saw that man suffering so much afterwards. He was suffering so much. But when he went and entered into the ashrama and he told, I am going to like you. But the sannyasa life and that life is completely different. You cannot expect that sometimes the people, they put on the gerua, come and sit by my side, and they expect that the people who are coming and giving the respect and attention to me, same thing will be given to him. But people may not. Then the suffering, oh, why they should not? And someone very clearly said, I'm also wearing the gerua, but why they are not paying attention to me? I don't know what I can say. You go and talk to them. You go and tell them, no, it is not possible, because you have the desire to get that attention. You won't get. And if you don't have that, you will get. That is very peculiar. Sab chhode, sab paoye. If you give up everything, you will get everything. So this is the very tamasika tyaga one should do, because the tremendous suffering, and it says in the Bhagavad Gita, mohat parityaga. He is giving up. Why? Out of delusion, not understanding why he is giving up. And he is thinking people will respect me, do this, do that, for some time. But afterwards, you won't be able to continue. The tyaga is a completely different thing, because the love of God will manifest within you. And you are, not only you are happy, you will make all people happy. The people will be so happy being with you. So that is called the tyaga. Giving up the world, accepting the God. And what is God? Ananda. The Ananda means the joy, the bliss and happiness without any selfish motive. And second it says, Kaya Klesha Bhayat Tajed, giving up for the fear of physical strain. When it says Rajashika Tyaga, and that one young man came to a ashrama and he said, I like to be a monk. What type of duties I should have to do? Then they showed that you have to go and carry the water for the ashrama. See all those boys, they are also taking care of the cows and those they are cooking, those they are cleaning, all these things you should have to do. Then he found one gentleman sitting under a tree and talking to other people who are sitting before him. And what he is doing, he is giving the sermon. Oh, that will be fine for me. I like to give the sermon. So this is exactly what happened. All the time, all people are ready to give the sermon. But before that, all this physical pain that you have to accept, otherwise you won't be. If you can go and talk, but people don't accept. So this is called Kaya Klesha Bhayat Tyaje. Because of the fear of the physical pain, he has given up everything. No, I am not going to do all this because I have given up. Renunciation, no, that is also not. Then finally comes Sangam Tyaktva Phalam Chaiva Satyaga Sattiko Mata. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says Sangam Tyaktva, no association. Sangha, no Sangha. Phalam Chaiva, result also. Whatever comes before you, you just do it. And then, as they always say, wash my hand, that's all. You have to. Sometimes you have been saying over there, our Swami Bireshwarananda ji used to tell us the story. Many times he mentioned about this. And he said the one gentleman, the father, he constructed a huge church. And before the inauguration of the church, the President of America came. It's a story, I don't know if it's true or not. The President of America was invited to inaugurate that church. So naturally you can imagine the limelight, all people are going, reporters. The President is coming to inaugurate. Just one day before, the instruction came from the high office, you better go and take charge in that village, and that father will come and he will be in that inauguration function. That means that father will come and he will stand by the side of the President of America, get everything. They won't know who did. So obviously, people will know about him, but not about you. Are you ready to do like this? If you can, without any pinch of sorrow, oh, why this, okay, what to do, I am going away. Not like that, happily. Why? I don't need this type of prachara. All this thing that people will be talking about me, or there will be picture in the newspaper. No, I don't need that. Picture in the newspaper, this is a great thing. And the people will die from the picture in the newspaper. I was a brahmachari that time, and in Belur Math, after the lunch, you get 2 hours to take rest, and so hot. So naturally, the whole day work, morning, and after the food, people they go and take rest. Though it is difficult because no fan, nothing, and in a brahmachari life, nothing was there, so warm. But anyway, somehow I was sleeping, then another brahmachari came. And he came and, hey, you like to see your picture in the paper? Paper? What paper? In the newspaper, the famous newspaper, it has been published. I said, oh, it's okay, afterwards you'll see. No, let us go now itself. So I had to get up, and then again, crossing a big field, we went to the library, and then he showed that, see, this is our President Maharaj sitting. We were there in a meeting, program, huge program. Few thousand people came, and our then President Maharaj Bireshwarananda ji was there, and many other dignitaries, people. We were sitting at the backside of the President Maharaj, so that was the chairs. I said, where our picture? At the back of the President Maharaj. Well, that is black. Well, people don't know, but we know we are here. So I said, see, I was taking a rest, and now you have brought me on. He had to show that. So that is called, the people are eager. Just he was making joke, and then I was fooled by him. So anyway, so this is called, if you see the picture of your picture in the newspaper, but you have to renounce all that. That is called. How it is possible? Sangam taktva phalam chaiva, even the result of it. They asked me to go to start one new asrama, whatever the capacity I was having, I did. Then one day someone came from the office and then they said, okay, nice, pack up and come with me. You have to live and happily you have to live. And that is called Tyaga, Sangam Taktva, association, immediately giving up. Phalam Chaiva, what has happened, good or bad, now after me, who are the people, will they be able to run it properly or not, whether going to ruin or not, it doesn't matter. Why? It is going to be ruined someday, either today or tomorrow, because the world is like this. So that is called renunciation, this passion for the world and longing for the God. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is referring to that. And he said, you are right, no doubt you need money for your worldly life. This is the instruction through the Master Mahasaya he is giving to the householder devotees. You need money for your worldly life, but don't worry too much about it. The wise course is not accept what comes of it own accord, does not take too much trouble to save money. Those who surrender their hearts and soul to God, those who are devoted to Him and have taken refuge in Him, do not worry much about money. As they earn, so they spend. The money comes in one way and goes out the other. This is what the Gita describes, accepting what comes of its own accord. That means you have to develop complete faith in God. And by that way, sometime money is coming, sometime it is going away. It goes on, it goes on happening like this. So one gentleman, he told Swamiji, when you need some money, then please tell me. I can give you. And he was promising a huge sum of money. Now you know that I am planning to purchase a property and it needs a lot of money. So today I rang him and I told, I am going to purchase a property, I need some money, will you be able to? Then he said, oh my God, why you have not said it 6 months before? And what happened? Then he said, you know that my business partners, 3 of them, they have cheated me. I am still in the court and things are going on like that, but they have ruined me. I don't know, it is not your loss. Of course it is, but at the same time my loss also, because I should have said it. I should have taken the money 6 months before. So like this it goes. I expected some help from him, and now that I don't think it is possible, whether it is or not, it doesn't matter. If God is with me, if He wants, that will be done. If it is not, okay, no problem for me. So that should be the attitude. Why I am going to break my head? That is God's work. The Master is telling you need not to bother about it and accept what comes of its own accord. The Master referred to Haripada and said, he came here the other day. He is mentioning about some of the young boys. Adhar Sen arrived from Calcutta and saluted the Master. After a few minutes, he went to the temple of Kali, where Aim followed him. So Adhar Sen, you know that he was the deputy magistrate. He came, he was a disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. He used to, whenever there was a time, he used to come, but not talking with Sri Ramakrishna. Most of the time, he used to lying down at the feet of Sri Ramakrishna, taking rest. So that was the Adhar Sen. He came and he went to the temple garden. Those who have visited, you know, is a huge temple complex. There are 12, the Shiva temple, one Vishnu temple, another Kali temple, then the office is a huge compound. Then the Ganga and the other places also. So Master Masha went along with him, and then this is very important. The Master Masha came back and he was sitting, Master Masha describing. A little later, Aim was sitting at the bathing ghat on the Ganges. The flood tide had just set in. As he listened to the waters lapping against the bank, many pictures of Sri Ramakrishna's divine life flitted before his mind. So he is mentioning almost the next page. He had an argument with Sri Ramakrishna and he could not convince Sri Ramakrishna. His wishes were not fulfilled. But at the same time, see the attitude of a disciple, a devotee about his guru. And he came and he sat on the bathing ghat of Ganga. Still it is there. And then he is thinking about Sri Ramakrishna. What he is thinking? He said, one after another the picture is coming. And the flitted before the mind. The master's deep samadhi, the first thing that came in his mind. His constant ecstasy, his joy in the love of God, his untiring discourse on spiritual life, his genuine love for the devotees, and above all, his childlike simplicity. Who was this man? Master Masha is thinking, was it God who had embodied himself on earth for the sake of the devotees? The Master Masha is asking this question to himself, and this is called Lila Dhyana. So when you are meditating, it is not all the time emptying your mind from thoughts, rather filling up your mind with different type of thoughts connected with the God or Guru. So this way one can also think. So when I took the initiation from my Guru, Swami Vivekananda, a senior monk with whom I was there, he said, see, you must go whenever the opportunity. You know, Belur Math is very difficult to get the darshan of the President Maharaj and all. Whenever he is coming out, going to the temple, how he is walking, how he is offering pranam to Sri Ramakrishna, how he is sitting, how he is talking, from distance you must observe. Because that will be your object of meditation. You won't be able to get that afterwards. When you pass away, how you will live. So that is the way you have to meditate on the Guru. Master Masha is meditating on his Guru, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He is not emptying his mind. He emptied his mind about the worldly thoughts, but there he is pouring the thoughts of his Guru and thinking, who is this man? Is he God himself? Constantly going on talking about the spirituality. And he is taking care, so much of love for the devotees. So that is exactly the holy people should do. Not concerned about other things, but about their soul, about their spiritual goal, about the spiritual life. So constantly guiding them, inspiring them, talking to them. And that is what Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is to do all the time, every time. Thank you, friends. Thank you for coming today. So we conclude over here by chanting the pranam mantra. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna